Hey guys, here's my way of celebrating 100,000 subscribers. We got Spence over here in the wig as always. We got these overpriced balloons. Thank you guys so much for 100,000 subscribers. That is an insane number. I'm so grateful for you guys, and this channel in general has just transformed me into a better person. Just knowing that there's 100,000 people out there that I've helped in some way is like an unbelievable notion, and I hope to continue this for as long as I can. This is only the beginning. Anyway, that was very emotional. But yeah, let's get into the video. Hey guys, it's Lauren. Right off the bat, this is my editing Instagram and you should go follow it if you don't already. As you can tell, I'm back in the blazer and that could only mean one thing, because today's video is part 2 to interviewing popular Instagram editors. Today we have 3 more interviews that I'm super excited for, so let's get right into it. So the first person, or rather people, that I'll be interviewing today is the group account at velomelio2. They're super popular amongst the Charli D'Amelio fandom, so I hope some of you guys know them. But basically, it's a group account where multiple members post velocity edits of Charli. They gained so much traction in such little time, and right now they're at like 112K, I believe. And they're all super talented, and I wanted to learn more about them. Let's get into their interview. Hi guys, it's Lauren, and today I'm here interviewing velomelio2. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Alright. This is a group account, and I have a few members from the group account, so if each of you just want to like introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Isaac. My username is TikTokers. I've been editing for 2 years on VideoStar, and I recently started using After Effects.
I'm Emma, you're Charlie's. I've been editing for almost 4 years. I used to edit a bunch of people like Alyssa Violet, but my account got deleted, so there was complications.
I'm Maya, and I also edit Charli. I've been using VideoStar for like a year, and then I recently switched to After Effects a couple months ago.
So the first question was, what was the inspiration for starting this group account? Because you guys also have separate accounts, so why did you want to come together into a group account?
I think that we were all just like already a really close friend group. Then we just kind of came together and decided like to post edits on the same account, kind of like for fun mostly.
Well, it was mostly Katie's idea. I don't know, I kind of just posted a screenshot one day of an account with 0 followers called Velomelio, and she was like, hey, does anybody want to be a part of it? And then some of her close friends like reached out, like Isaac, for example, he mentioned me, and then I got added.
Let's talk about you guys getting deleted at 70K followers. Was that like experience difficult, and did you ever consider just not restarting the account?
Yeah, we did. We did have hope, but at the same time, we didn't want to like start over again, because 72K is a big number, and like starting over was kind of unmotivating. And then some members wanted to keep going, so we started posting on another account. We still tried to get our account back, but it still didn't work because Instagram was like not working. So we just kept posting. Charli followed us, and then our account started like growing and growing and growing, and that's how we're over here.
You guys have a very, very popular editing style, and along with having a really popular style, you also have a very popular like aesthetic in regards to like the thumbnail and everything. So how do you feel seeing so many people recreate your style and recreate your thumbnails? Does it get kind of annoying, or do you feel more flattered that many people like really like your style?
I think it's a mix. I feel like I kind of get flattered sometimes, but then of course it's totally okay to get inspiration from someone. But I feel like when it becomes more like less inspiration and more like remaking an account, it kind of gets annoying, but at this point we don't really say anything about it.
Sometimes we like to switch up our stuff, and just because like it's starting to like blend in with everybody else's, and just it's like nice to see other people be inspired, but sometimes they go a little overboard with it, and it's just like everything's really blending in with everybody else's.
Ooh, someone else is in the waiting room.
I'm Amber. My username is like Whipsies. I use After Effects.
Do you think it's difficult to coordinate like who's posting when, and do you guys ever butt heads, whether it just be over like friendship and like social stuff, or maybe like more professional stuff regarding like when to post on the account, and like regarding like who's posting when and who's posting what edit? Does it ever get competitive, like, oh, I want to post an edit, or I want to post an edit that's better than this person's edit, or is it more of like a chill, like friendly environment?
It's more of a chill environment. I mean, sometimes for like me example, if I have an edit to post and like somebody's posting the day after, they'll let me post because like I haven't posted. They don't really butt heads.
Yeah, I mean, like it's definitely more friendly, but I feel like we do have disagreements like everyone does, but it's not like over, oh, you can't post, let me post, nothing like silly like that. It's more like, actual stuff, I guess.
What have been your experiences in the Charlie fandom? And from what I know about the Charlie fandom, it's super positive, so many talented people, but like, is there kind of a different perspective that you guys had?
Most of all, like people like when they're looking outside, like viewing into the fandom, it's like really positive. But from being in the fandom, there definitely is like younger kids in the fandom that completely make it toxic.
I'm sorry, we have another person in the waiting room. I'm just gonna admit them. Hi, Jan.
And it makes the fandom look really bad because they like to butt heads with every fandom, especially the Zoe Laverne fandom, especially on TikTok too.
Yeah, I don't want to say what I'm thinking. I'm just
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a bunch of T accounts that just like, and a bunch of people in general that just put us on a pedestal and just like to like look at us like we're celebrities when that is not a thing. And it gets to a point where it's really annoying because they take everything out of context.
Next question. Do you think it's hard to balance having your own account and then also being in this group account?
Personally, I do not. I don't feel the pressure. Like I can post on my main, post on my other account besides my TikTokers account and the Velocity account. Like I do not have a problem.
My edits don't take that long, so I'll just spend like a couple hours on the weekend and make like one, because I don't post that often, I guess. At least like 3 edits a week are good for me. So one of them is like for velomelio2.
I kind of find it like kind of difficult because it's hard to find a balance between 2 accounts and school.
I run my main, my multi, and then 2 other like accounts, and I have like restrictions to editing and like balancing inspiration on top of that. Like I hardly ever edit at this point.
So now we have like kind of like superlatives, like who's most likely. Who is most likely to spend 12 hours straight on an edit and not move to get food, water, or do anything?
Whoopsies.
Whoopsies and Ghost Charlie, but Ghost Charlie doesn't have that much anymore, but I feel like she also spent a lot of time.
Yeah, whoopsies is Amber. Y'all have to do it like that.
Amber, do you agree with that sentiment?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the opposite. Who do you think is most likely to make the most amazing edit you've ever seen, but in like 30 minutes?
Definitely.
Issa.
Goes Issa.
Me?
So
What?
fast, and they always look so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, thank you.
Who is most likely to choose the strangest editing audio?
L.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I
yeah.
always like
L.
Ooh, we have a different
Maya.
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 What?
It's
You
because
good?
yesterday they said I picked a baddie audio for my soft edit, and I was like,
Do you guys see yourselves editing in the future, whether it just, stays as a hobby that you do, on the side, or maybe, becoming an actual career, maybe you want to continue editing into the future. So what do you think about that?
I've actually considered being an editor, like even for movies or whatever.
I think I want to go to like film school as well.
parents have like engineering paved out for me, so I feel like I'm definitely gonna stop editing and not make it into a career.
I'll probably eventually stop editing. There's only so far I personally can go with editing because I've like experimented a lot with editing and I can't do that much, honestly.
That is sadly the end of our interview, but I want to thank all of you guys so much for coming onto my YouTube channel.
Bye.
This is really fun.
So the next person I'll be interviewing is at shansedits, both on YouTube and Instagram. We kind of do the same thing where we post edits on Instagram, but also have our YouTube accounts. If you're a VideoStar editor, you've probably used one of her tutorials before, but if you don't use VideoStar, there's still a huge chance she's helped you in some way with one of her overlay packs. All right, let's get into the interview. Hi guys, it's Lauren. I'm here with Shan's Edits on Instagram and YouTube, so you can just give a little bit of intro about yourself.
My name is Shan, I'm 18 and I use VideoStar to edit, and I am from the UK, hence the accent.
I'm on your YouTube more than you even think. Your aesthetic overlays pack comes in clutch 24/7. First question, what was the inspiration behind starting your editing account on Instagram?
Mostly Vines. I was on Vine for maybe a year before it, died. I just started, copying little bits from there, using like InShot and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So you also have your YouTube channel. So what was the inspiration behind starting your YouTube channel?
I did have a tutorial account on Instagram, and at the time, Instagram only give you like the minute. It just wasn't long enough. So people actually requested for me to post the tutorials to YouTube. It's just way easier from there. You can pause and stuff. The more I posted, the more it just blew up.
Kind of regarding both Instagram and YouTube, like let's talk about your kind of rise to popularity. Was it like slow and gradual and you kind of just one day got a ton of followers, or was it just like a really slow progression, little by little?
It's not something I've really paid attention to, so I suppose it was gradual. Maybe since after starting my YouTube, the grow was a little bit faster, but it wasn't like overnight. It's just something I enjoy doing. I didn't really look at it at the time until I realized, holy cow, look at the subscribe count and stuff.
How are YouTube and Instagram different for you? And kind of in regards to the communities, do you think one is more positive than the other? Are you more invested in one? And do you prefer, Instagram over YouTube, or do you kind of like them the same?
I feel like Instagram is a lot warmer for me, mainly because I've never really ventured into YouTube until I started my channel. You sort of have to be careful on YouTube as well. I think there's a lot more comments I have to delete and stuff like that, but everyone on Instagram is just so friendly and everyone's so talkative.
Does it take longer for you to make an edit or like a thorough YouTube tutorial?
Definitely longer for an edit. You know what you're doing when you're making a tutorial, but with editing, you're sort of playing around with things and testing things out. It takes much longer.
So what's your biggest pet peeve about editing on a phone? Because I personally use After Effects, so to me, it's just the concept of having to edit on your phone is crazy. Like right now you can see I have these super long nails and I don't think I could ever edit on a phone with them. So kind of what's your biggest pet peeve regarding that?
Maybe storage. Like you can't like download massive mega files and stuff like that, especially if you've not like got like a massive storage on your phone. Like I only have 64 gigabytes, but I know some people have like 200 odd. So like I'm deleting personal photos and stuff like that to get like a few clips in.
Let's say there's a scenario where VideoStar gets deleted from the App Store. What program are you willing to try first in place of VideoStar, whether it be a phone app or maybe a computer program?
Actually, definitely After Effects. I've tried with that before and I think I can access it a bit more easily because my partner uses After Effects as well. So she teaches me a lot through that.
Oh, that's nice, yeah. Do you prefer making video edits or photo edits?
Photo edits, 100%. I'll even stretch it out and use screen caps instead of clips.
Yeah, I do that sometimes too.
Yeah.
Do you think it's more rewarding to get a lot of views on Instagram, or do you think it's more rewarding when you get a lot of views on YouTube? And kind of the same question, but do you think it's more annoying when you flop on Instagram or when you flop on YouTube?
I feel like with YouTube being a bit more professional, and sort of the layout of it, I think it's a bit more disappointing when you don't hit certain targets on YouTube and stuff. With YouTube, you can monitor your progress and things like that. I mean, you can with Instagram, but I don't really do that. So I think YouTube.
In your opinion, which platform do you think is easier to kind of build a platform on, Instagram or YouTube? Because you've, of course, dabbled with both.
That is actually quite a difficult question. I think Instagram. To build up an audience, I think YouTube's brilliant for that, but your Instagram builds up your character, it shows your interests depending on what you're editing and stuff like that.
Okay, so this is kind of the last question, but it's more of like a broader question. So I know a lot of the times there's kind of like not really a competition, but kind of just insecurity regarding like what program you use. And a lot of phone editors may be under the impression that they're not as talented as people who edit on a computer, that because they just don't have the same program. So do you have any advice for VideoStar editors who kind of feel this inadequacy and feel like their program just isn't reflective of their talents? Like, what would you say to them?
I think I spent quite a long time feeling quite insecure about using a phone to edit, just because it doesn't sound as professional and stuff. But I think for the quality of whatever you make on a phone, with what you've got and you make use of what you've got, it's equally as good as any software, really. It depends on how you use it, and
you gave a lot of insight, and it's super interesting to learn more about you. So thank you so much for doing this. And the last person I'll be interviewing, drum roll please, banqnas, aka Amelie, my good friend. So I'm sure most of you know she's like the most insane editor ever. She blew up so quickly because of her unique and complex editing style. But on top of that, she's literally the sweetest person I've ever met. I've only known her for like 2 months and she's talked me down from like 3 mental breakdowns. Again, we are friends, so there are some giggles in our interview, which hope y'all don't mind. But yeah, let's get into the last interview. Hey guys, it's Lauren and I'm back again, and today I'm interviewing banqnas on Instagram. So if you just want to give a little introduction on yourself.
My name's Emily. I'm at banqnas. I've been editing for about 4 years, but I started this account in like the beginning of quarantine, and I've actually gained quite a lot. A big part of me gaining was actually thanks to Messy Monday on Instagram. Her name's Cece, and she shouted me out when I had like 3,000 followers, and I just like got to 10k in like a few days. Like, it was crazy. So I want to say thank you to her.
Why the username banqnas? What inspired the username?
It was like the beginning of quarantine and I didn't really know what to do with quarantine, so I was like, okay, I kind of want to edit again, because I quit editing like for a year beforehand. I was just like, I'll just make some edits and post them here. So like the username was kind of like a joke because I didn't expect everything to blow up. So I was like, the first thing that came to my head was like banqnas, and I was just like, put it right on the account.
What was your inspiration for starting editing?
Beforehand, I was a Dance Mom Musically account, and I saw this account on Instagram, and their username was AODC Bass, and they made like edits with like text and color and everything. That kind of stuck with me throughout the whole thing, because I find that type of editing like really fun. That just kind of like made me really want to do it. So I downloaded VideoStar and like just kind of carried on my own style of that type of editing throughout.
So kind of what you just mentioned, your style, you have a very distinct and popular style. So let's talk about how you kind of developed it. And yeah.
I think people think I like invented this text and color style, but the text and color is just kind of a way that lots of people edit, but what makes it my style is the way I like execute it. I feel like I do execute that style in like kind of an original way, I hope. Yeah, it's just kind of the influence of like anime editors or like loads of 3D editors from 2016. That's also a really big influence of my style as well, I'd say.
You kind of talked about this a little bit, but a lot of people do kind of like recreate your style or get inspiration from your style. How do you feel about that? Are you kind of like flattered, or does it get kind of a little bit annoying seeing a lot of people take inspiration from you but maybe not give credit explicitly, but it's still pretty obvious that they're taking inspiration from you?
If you make an edit and like my style or like my effects are in your head, I feel like that's when you should give credit. Like, I'm not saying I invented anything. Like if you weren't inspired by me, then don't give me credit. Like when people do my style, I find it quite cool because like it's so cool how you can like inspire someone. I never thought like so many people would be like trying and like remaking my style and stuff. If you're looking for editing like for like a job, I'd say I'd encourage you to try new things and like not remake people's edits as much. But if you want to, like, editing is just for fun, it's just a hobby, so like do what you want.
Now let's so going back to your Instagram account, why did you deactivate your account? That people want to know. And would you consider coming back to editing Instagram?
I kind of wanted to quit, but didn't really want to. I just kind of deactivated because I was ill for a week during school, and I had to catch up so much. Like, I missed all my tests and everything. It was a stressful time for me because I was like, I can't do anything to do with editing right now. So I kind of just like pushed it away. For a month I was contemplating like, do I even want to go back? But literally a few days ago I was like, I kind of miss it, and recently I've started editing again.
How long does it take you to make one edit?
Minimum 4 days, maximum 2 weeks, but that's like 12 seconds. That's not a lot, but that's only because I layer things so much and redo so many effects, and I don't do it like consecutively. The different versions I have of my edits, I have so many, like especially for Sweet Talk, I have like so many frames. They're so different. Like, I was trying so many weird things.
What's one component of your edits that you feel is essential to all of your edits that you cannot go one edit without incorporating?
Circle wipes. I always use circle wipes, or like the arrows.
So what's one transition or one transition combination that you've been meaning to try but have kind of shied away from because it seems too difficult right now?
Element things and like cinema 4D. I think that's really cool because I have no idea how people like make like a whole 3D room or something like that. And I also want to do like the glitchy like style. That's one of my like favorite styles ever, but I don't know how people do that either.
After Effects or Video Star, which one do you prefer?
After Effects, because it just like allowed me to expand my ideas, because like I used Video Stars for like 4 years and I was like, I'm never gonna touch After Effects, like, but I gave it a shot and I was like, this isn't so bad. And then I can't go back to Video Star. Actually, like all my ideas now, I don't think I'd be able to put them onto Video Star. Obviously Video Star is a good app though, like if you want to use it, but I definitely recommend After Effects, especially if you want to expand your ideas a lot more.
So what's one tip you have for editors to make their edits kind of more smooth? Because you have a lot of like smooth camera pans, and like you were mentioning your circle wipes and arrows, those also make it really smooth. So what's some advice you give?
When you like do your zoom, maybe make the scale like up to like a higher number, because I feel like some people put their zoom too short, and also spread out the keyframes and don't make like the graph too steep, but also don't make it like too like, make it like, and also you can put like your keyframes like outside your like scene, like your little keyframe bar, because like it creates more like flow, so it's not like dun dun dun, it's like dun dun.
Gotta love keyframes. My college essay, or like getting into university, is about keyframes.
That's so cool. Can I read it? Wow.
How has Instagram editing changed your life, whether this be personally and emotionally, or maybe opportunity-wise?
I always used to think editing was a waste of time, like I'm just wasting my time and stuff, but I told one of my friends about like editing one time, and they're like, that's so cool how you can like just like have motivation to make like a really cool video edit and stuff. Like, it's skillful. I think it's really cool actually. Like, it's kind of like, isn't it weird, we're all like video editing nerds, like we're just it's a good skill. Like, you could probably find a job with this. Like, and also opportunity-wise, I've definitely definitely gained money from it, which is very helpful for me because I definitely want to go to like uni when I'm older, so it really helps me like save up for it. And also like from Instagram through editing for like the past 4 years, I've made like loads of friends. Like I've had friends for like more than 4 years, like who would definitely still help me like nowadays and stuff, and are a big part of my life. Like I'd like to meet them in the future, and you all know who you are.
What would be your advice to someone else who's trying to develop their style but they don't really know how to find like what's fit for them?
Before I found my style, I used to remake so many edits, so many, like my account would just be like remakes, or like I took stuff that I liked from other people's styles and just experimented with loads of different things and saw what I was best at. But like I saw one of your videos and you were talking about your own style, and you were saying like most people realize that you have a style before you do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely like keyframing and stuff as well, just simple things that like, because I can tell one of my friends' style from just their keyframing, because like by the way they keyframe everything, it can just be as simple as that.
And that brings us to the end of our interview, sadly. Bye guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And just like I asked in part 1, please continue commenting down other popular editors that you would like to see me interview. Also, one last thing before I leave, I want to address something that you guys always comment on, my Melanie Martinez vinyl. It was a gift from a friend, but I am a Melanie Martinez fan. I love her music. Okay, glad that was finally addressed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and bye.